Hey guys, Enigmatic Mr. L here. Welcome back to Fire Emblem Eugenics, a series where I look at every potential pairing in Fire Emblem Genealogy of the Holy War and rank them from best to worst. This time we're going to be looking at Sylvia's children, Lene and Coirpre, who are probably the least impactful choice in terms of pairings. Basically, regardless of what you do, Sylvia, she's a quad dancer. That's going to be her primary function. Can certain pairings and help her combat in the arena or the odd chance she gets attacked? I mean, sure, but they're not very that impactful. She's going to be great regardless. Conversely, Coirpre is like a level 1 staff bot who joins you at the same time in the second generation. Roughly at the same time as Claude joined the first generation, but as he was a promoted high priest, Coirpre's just a priest. Level 1, can only heal, can't attack until after promotion. Um, in Genealogy of the Holy War, it's fairly easy to like staff grind, get your to get him to promotion, get him experience. But in terms of practical contributions, like wow, I'm glad Coirpre was here to do that. They're going to be few and far between. So with that out of the way, let's just get on with the list. Starting with Alec. Alec is a pretty good pairing for one reason. He has a talk conversation with Sylvia in chapter 2. It boosts their love points, and then even if you don't actively keep them together, and assuming you're not like strictly LTCing, it's probably gonna be easy just to pair them off. And normally that wouldn't be good enough to play someone in good, but in here where the difference between best and offers almost nothing is the smallest, I think, out of any pairings. That's good enough here. The main reason why you're going to want to pair Sylvia, at least in my experience, is to have her daughter inherit the leg ring and/or night crest. So then the second generation starts. You don't have to like give new money over to like the substitute unit, then have her buy leg ring and night crest. So if you that's all you care about, Alex is a pretty solid pairing. You have him do the talk conversation. Then it doesn't really matter if you don't invest in Alec, don't really use him. Just keep him alive, and eventually, uh, he and Sylvia will get married, and you can pass down the leg ring to her daughter. Pretty good for just for that reason. Conversely, Noish, there's no practical reason to do it. I mean, honestly, the difference between these two, like once you have the pairing, it's pretty much next to nothing. I mean, I guess Alec gives pursuit better in that regard to both these kids, but still, just still generally no reason to actively go for Noish, even though the daughter's still going to be fine. Arden does have a niche use because he has Vantage. What you can do for Lane is have her give her a sleep sword and then just keep retrying in the arena, even if she's 1 HP. Eventually, she'll have the sleep sword hit and it'll put the enemy to sleep. And then you just pause the fight, switch to like an iron sword or some cheaper weapon, resume the fight, and she'll finish it off to get some gold and EXP. Normally, being able to clear the arena, get gold, EXP, that's pretty good, but outside of ranked runs, which I'm not really looking at that in general, uh, leveling up your healer or leveling up your dancer, there's not much practical benefit to it, so which is why he's only in a niche. Alec is pretty good, or Azel's pretty good. This basically gives Coirpre a pursuit and a very high magic stat. So once he gets to promotion, he can do combat fairly effectively. Additionally, because Azel passes down good magic, it makes it more easier to reach certain thresholds to use like the sleep staff or silent staff on certain enemies. High praise stat cap is in magic is 27, 1 point short of the 28 needed with a magic ring to silence Ishtar in endgame, but there are other targets available. You can like sleep one of the troublesome Pegasus trio. That is at least something. Beyond that, just fairly good combat once Coirpre gets to promotion. Lex, just like it always, is like Arden, but better. Uh, can do the same thing because he passes down Vantage. Just have Lene use the sleep edge. Eventually, she'll win the arena. But this way, you get double EXP by default. And critically, I think what separates him from like niche to okay is it also grants double EXP to Coirpre every time he uses a staff. Gets him up to promotion sooner, which I mean, his promotion doesn't really do much. He's already using A rank staffs because he's a priest. I guess promotion allows him to use combat, but he's generally not going to be seeing much combat, but that's at least something. Finn passes down pursuit. It's enough to put him in niche. Kind of tricky pairing to set up just because like Sylvia joins partially through chapter 2 and Finn has that chapter and chapter 3 to pair up, and the daughter already has Miracle from Sylvia, so there's that. But I mean, Pursuit is Pursuit. That's something. Normally, like a combat unit Pursuit would be enough to put you like here, but because these two, they're not really combat units, it's just kind of eh. Same thing with Midir, but cost is it actually gets a skill as opposed to Finn's Miracle goes to waste, and it's easier to set up. Do. I think this is the one time where I think Bargain, I'd rather have that than Paragon. Because what you can do with Coirpre is for the same amount of money, you can get him up to promotion. Just Lex doubles your EXP from staff usage, but do you gain just you can for the same amount of money you can get him up to a promotion. Plus, on top of that, once Lex gets corporate promotion, the Paragon doesn't really do much. Conversely, even after he's promoted, just being able to use sleep and silent staffs at half cost, that's pretty good. Also, what you can do is, let's say, since Lene only joins about like partially through chapter 7, so one thing you can do is just have like Seliph inherit the leg ring, use it for chapter 6, part of chapter 7, and then with Do as the dad, she'll have an easier time buying that leg ring back if you just want to give it to Seliph temporarily. It's at least something. Jamka, Adept. Oh, they already have Adept from their mother. Cost. Cost and critical. Just a cost. No real reason to pick, but again, totally fine. Holland has a niche use. Can help Lene in the arena because she'll have B rank swords instead of C. So she can use the Brave Sword, and she'll have access to Luna. Can help her clear the arena easier, but again, just like with Arden, there's not much practical reason to leveling up your dancer, so which is why he's only a niche, but that is something. Lewin. Okay, just purely in a vacuum, this is the best pairing just because it grants Forseti to Coirpre. Now, I would say he's definitely the worst user of it. He can't use it till he promotes. He has the worst movement between him, Ced, and Arthur. He has the worst availability. But still, Forseti is Forseti. If you can get Coirpre to promotion, he can make work with that Forseti tomb. He doesn't have Pursuit by default, but, can give him Pursuit Ring. It's not so much that this pairing is bad, like, no one who can use Forseti is bad, but just compared to your other Forseti options, it just leaves a lot of, why would you do this? I think it's pretty easy to get this pairing at least. Lewin and Sylvia join near each other. I think they have an increased love base, and there's like if you put like Aaron next to Sylvia in chapter 4, it increases their love growth between Lewin and Sylvia, so that is something. Just purely in terms of vacuum, this is definitely the best pairing, even though Lewin is better spent in one of two other pairings. Beowulf passes down Pursuit and a cost just like Midir, but worse magic. Honestly, it's not that much of a difference. You're probably like 5% or so, but it's enough to put him just behind Midir, I guess. Claude, I think, is the best practical pairing, just because, one, he and Sylvia have a talk conversation in chapter 4. It boosts their love growth, so it's easy. It's an easy pairing to make, and this allows Coirpre to inherit A-rank stabs if you want to do it that way. In general, sometimes like the stabs Claude provides, you might want to give them to another character, just so you can get like the you get them sooner. Maybe someone to like Ideen, pass it on to her child, so you can get at the start of the iteration, B staff or lower. But I mean, that is something you can do. The big reason is this is only one of two ways you can use the Valkyrie staff in Gen 2. It's not that impactful, honestly, mainly because in Genealogy of Holy War, you can just save at the start of every turn. So if a fight goes wrong and you don't have to redo the map or anything, you can just reload that save, redo like turn 1 differently. But I mean, it is still something. Maybe you're at a difficult spot. You don't know how to keep everyone alive in that skirmish. You can just one unit died, that's fine. Just have Coirpre with the Valkyrie staff revive. It at least allows him to have a niche use. And I guess Lene here, she'll have really good luck and resistance. on the off chance she ends into a combat that you kind of overlook. That's something, I guess. And then we have the substitute units, Layla and Charlotte, who I think are probably the best of these like substitute children. There's like an active reason to use them. Um, like I said, the big reason I think you want to pair off Lene is just so, or pair off Sylvia is just so Lene can inherit the leg ring and night crest. I think most circumstances I'd rather have that than these two, but ignoring that, these do two both offer something. Layla has charm as opposed to like miracle and adept. And even though like you're probably not gonna have her on like the front lines near your combat units, it's still a better like support skill than anything Lene can inherit. Maybe for like protecting things a bit more slowly, maybe for some more tricky bosses like Arvis and the like, she can help in that way. And there's an event in I want to say it's chapter 7, she gets a barrier sword. Only she can get it. It's a sword that grants +7 resistance, so even if you don't really care about the difference, sometimes you really want that sword. That's something. Charlotte here has a Paragon, so he's like Lex, and this is the only way to get the Berserk staff in the game. Can do some funny things with that, like in Endgame, if you manage to Berserk the Helltome user, you can like drop Julius down to 1 HP, then it doesn't matter. Anyone can just flick him and kill him, since on enemy face, that's the very last action to take. The Berserk enemy, lower Julius to 1 HP if the attack lands, and then Julius won't have time to like recover on the fort. So then it's pretty easy to do that. You can skip a large portion of the map, all that section like defeating Manfroy, recruiting Julia. That is something. Pretty solid substitute units. It's really just a matter of, is it worth, if you want to use the leg ring, do you want to get it right away, or is it worth saving up like 40,000 gold again to have like charm and like Paragon staff bot with access to Berserk staff? And that is it for this video. Like I said, the difference between like here and here, it's the smallest I think out of any of the pairings, any of the genealogy of the war pairings, but it is what it is. Any pairings you think overrated, any you think I underrated, please let me know in the comments below. This is Enigmatic Mr. L, signing out.